Chapter 3, The Search. After tracking your horse to the middle island of the Ponomac River, you were unable to continue tracking it due to the amount of muddied footprints from everyone returning to their homes after partially drowning. In the water still are some of the dead sheep. Most animals have been fished out by some of the guards at this point. One such guard, Donovan, will approach you and say, "Are you the stranger, Donovan?" I've never seen you in my life, so I assume that you are.
Yes, my name is Donovan. Can I help you?
Mayor Faraway is looking for you.
Okay.
Not to persecute you, do not worry.
Saying it like that makes me worry a bit. I'm looking for an older horse. Have you happened to see her anywhere around here?
They pull out a sopping wet little notebook and take a small note and say, I personally, Johnson, will look for your old horse.
My name is John Johnson.
John Johnson, town guard.
Thank you. Would you happen to know where the mayor's home is? That he wants me to meet him?
I think that the mayor wanted you to meet them at Calvin Connolly's cod coop. If I understood the subtext of what the mayor said properly, which I pride myself on doing always.
Would you happen to have directions to Calvin's establishment?
Absolutely. And they give you directions to Calvin's establishment.
Perfect.
Down the road, across the bridge, down the road, take a right. It'll be right there. It says the sign right on the front window. Calvin's.
Okay. Thank you.
Says
And
Calvin's.
I'm also going to give him, I've already searched the grounds to here. My horse is either this way or this way, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give him that information. And
They appreciate your hot tip.
yeah, the hot tip of where
Okay.
my horse is. Okay, I'm going to head back into town, I guess, and go meet up with them.
Absolutely. Well, you're in the middle, so you can just continue across the bridge and travel over to Calvin's.
Yeah.
On the perimeter of the town, we find ourselves at a small cabin, isolated from the rest of town. Edrick, what are you doing within? How is your home furnished, and what are you doing currently?
So my house it's not that large. The main floor has a staircase, like the front door. You open it and the staircase just goes straight up, like right in front. And you can go to the right where it's more of just like a standard living area with a counter in the back. And then you go up the stairs and it's just sort of like a short roofed lodging area where I just kind of sleep. I'm just sort of like sitting in my chair in like one of the corners on the main floor, just kind of thinking to myself. Like, thinking back to, like, the dream and, like, where we ended up. I'm going to get up from where I'm sitting.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to the counter, and I'm going to get, like, a sharp knife from my drawer.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to, in the side of my staircase, it's just like a, almost like flat paneling in the wood, I'm going to start carving out what I saw.
Okay, like the tendrils and
like
such?
the tendrils almost, just to sort of like remember what it was.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
You can absolutely do that. It takes you probably... How large are you going?
Not
for this
very
carving?
large.
No? Okay.
Just enough to sort of like, to understand what I'm trying
Just
to
to
look
solidify what you're remembering.
Yes.
Yeah, this probably takes you a few moments, but you can accomplish it easily. Actually, roll art and craft.
Shit.
Because that's a skill and I want to use it.
That was a 98.
Okay. Wow. It is horrific. You don't think a single other soul on Earth could identify what the carvings are of, but it's just such an abstract representation of what you saw and are remembering now that it works for you.
That's the gist of it.
Yes.
I'm gonna stare at it for a little bit, and I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to get Sid off my dresser. He's just sitting there, just upright.
Yes.
Sitting there.
Yep.
Pick Sid up, get him on my shoulder.
Like fireman carry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fireman carry him. And I'm going to go outside.
Okay.
And close the door behind me.
Yes.
Making sure everything in my house is secure. I'm going to go into the small fenced-in yard to the left of the house, and I'm going to grab my handy-dandy logging axe.
Absolutely. You grab the very large axe.
Okay. I'm going to then move to the back of my house, where the entrance to the basement is.
Like
it's like one of the like a cellar.
The hatches, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a hatch, but
Which
like
is,
the two doors that are in the ground.
Yeah, and it's securely fastened and locked with like a large chain, with like a big lock. And I'm gonna stand before it, give like a heavy sigh, and I'm going to start swinging my axe at the chain.
Give me just a strength roll.
Ooh, that was a hard success.
Okay. With a single chop of your axe, it cleanly separates the lock body and lock arm, and the chain can be easily pulled away, on allowing you access to the cellar.
Okay. I'm going to push the chain off to the side, just kind of leave it there.
And
I'm going to open the cellar and slowly start walking downstairs.
Okay. You do such.
And
What does your basement, or what does the cellar look like? Is it just carved into the earth?
It's carved into the earth, yeah. So it's kind of musty. It's not in the greatest condition. There's like almost like a desk / lectern off into one corner, and there's like there's like a smallish shelf full of books, and there's like a wardrobe to the left.
Okay.
And there just seems to be unlit candles.
Okay. What color are the candles? Are they just plain white candles?
They are red.
Okay.
I'm going to take one of the candles off the ledge.
Yes.
I'm going to put it in the handy dandy candle holder, and I'm just going to light up the candle to illuminate the room a bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to go over to the desk where I've placed a like odd looking knife.
Yes.
Like it would almost be like if you had a flamberge, but in like
yes.
a dagger
this is
form.
what I was picturing. Yes. Excellent.
Next to a beaten and battered sort of leather-bound journal that I've kept. And I've also got like on the wall near the desk, it's like one of those crime scene situations where you just have like pictures or like drawings of like places throughout town where there's been like sightings of like weird stuff that's been happening, and I just got, like,
and then they're connected with strings
and
and crossed out and such things.
Yeah,
people's names.
And I'm going to take the suspicious dagger, put it in my pocket, or like attach it to my belt, and I'm going to start taking books off the shelves and just like reading through them very quickly.
Okay. Which specific books are you trying to read?
A lot of the books that I'm looking at are sort of like supernatural, like supernatural occurrences, just various entities, just like sort of like just to help me give like some sort of understanding as to what happened, because a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing just doesn't really make sense to what I've sort of experienced before.
Make a library use roll.
Shit, I gave myself a whole lot of the wrong skills for this.
You gave yourself a library, you fool.
Well, that was a fail.
Okay.
That was a fail.
So you can spend the... How long?
I guess it makes sense because I haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah, exactly. You're out of practice. This is kind of like you haven't used your brain like this in a very long time.
Nope.
So you skim through a few of the books present on your small shelf. None of them really seem to shine a light on this particular instance, though there have been other cases of marine or aquatic events, none of which are really to do with people waking up drowning or anything of that matter, however.
Okay. Once I'm done looking through the books thinking I'm not going to be able to find anything else here, I'm going to take my like beaten leather-bound book. I'm going to slip it in my bag.
Yes.
Get everything else that I might need, maybe a couple candles and such. And as I'm walking up the steps out of the cellar, I like look at Sid and I'm gonna go. Well, looks like we're about to go back into places I didn't expect us to go back to. Are you ready here, Sid? Oui, monsieur.
God damn it.
And that's it.
Okay. And then are you going to make your way to Calvin's, I presume?
Yes.
Okay.
Like nothing ever happened. Close the cellar, nothing happened.
Yep.
Holy
are you going to, well, I guess you don't have a lock
life.
anymore.
I don't have a lock. I don't have a lock.
Put the chain back.
It doesn't matter anymore.
All right. So the first person to arrive at Calvin's shop, besides Calvin, is Finick. So Calvin, you would have arrived here just a few minutes ago. What were you doing when Finick, the mayor, arrived? Oh boy.
So
Oh god.
I'm a little bit stressed. So I just need to relax. When I need to relax, I turn to my favorite comfort item, which is mounted on the wall of my house.
Yes.
And it was a gift for me from my parents when I became a fisherman and took up in their stead. And it's
oh no.
It looks like kind of a model that kind of looks like a fish, but it's been magically enchanted with a little button that sings when you press it.
I knew it.
So I'm pressing it and listening to this lovely "Don't Worry, Be Happy" melody.
Okay. Absolutely.
Fast, my friends.
Yes. So as you're sitting in a presumably comfortable chair, just decompressing with the singing bass on the wall, you hear a rap at the door and look out to see Mayor Faraway knocking there.
I'm going to take a deep breath, stand up, and I'll say, "All right, Mayor Faraway, what can I do for you?"
People are coming and I will talk about it when they get here. But wait. What is that on your wall?
I just call this Billy over here. It's a magically enchanted bass. Don't have much magic stuff out here. Here, come try it.
Oh, Billy.
You see that little button right underneath it? You just...
This one right here?
Oh, no, don't press that one. That's a self-destruct button. Press the other one.
Okay.
That's just in case it gets too powerful, then the magic gets away from it, but I don't think that's real, but
okay.
I've never touched it.
Okay.
Green one, not the red one.
Well, hang on. And then I'm going to touch, can I touch the fish? Is this a real fish?
It's not a real fish, no. You can touch it.
Okay.
It's not slimy.
Interesting texture.
You touch it and it's kind of actually waxy.
And I press the green button.
Okay.
Do I actually have to make a song for this shit too?
Yes!
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Okay. So this occurs not long after Donovan and Edrick, you can arrive independently at the shop.
I'm out of
and
breath.
be let in, presumably, after knocking on the door. Maybe you will encounter the same scenario as what was just presented to Mayor Faraway. That's not for me to decide.
All right, you're all here. I assume if it's this specific group of people, there's a reason, but just for security's sake, does everyone remember the password?
There was a password?
Tallywhack.
No? Wasn't it?
Do you happen to have crawfishes right now?
I do. How many crawfishes would you like?
Could I, please get 1.5?
You absolutely can.
Guys,
That's going to be 2 copper pieces.
Guys, I don't know if eating food right now is a good idea.
Don't you remember the password? Have to
No.
make sure we're all on the same page here.
No, I don't.
Well, I'm glad you remember the password, Mayor Faraway.
I remember everything. It's all in my notebook.
Donovan's kind of standing to the side, and he looks very tense, and you notice, like, he has his bag on his shoulders, like, he looks like he's about ready to leave town, but he's, like, just standing there with, like, his arms crossed, and he's, like, really tense.
Monsieur, I would like some crawfish.
Oh, wonderful. How many crawfish would you like?
About 1.5.
All right. I give the other half crawfish that I'd cut in half to the little...
What in tarnation
Doll.
are you
I
talking
really
about
hope I
there,
get the
Sid?
tail part. I
That's
don't
going
want the
to
head.
be 2 copper pieces, please.
Donovan, you standing in the corner of this shop, emotionally compromised and very terrified, are watching these 3 crazy people buy crawfish and sell crawfish and play with puppets in this time of crisis.
Well, we have to make sure that we all had the dream.
I'm going to look at Calvin because I know what he's looking for, and I'm going to say, as calmly as I can given this situation, I know what you're trying to do right now. And like I said in the dream, not the dream, very good salesman tactic. However, at this moment, I am stressed. I want to leave and I cannot.
Alright, we'll cut a deal later. So, dream.
So I assume we all had it?
Yes.
That
Yes.
seems logical.
The
based
waves,
on everything
the
that's
tentacles,
happening.
everything.
The crawfish.
You see,
The conch shell.
do you guys know anything about what has been happening to our beautiful, quaint town?
Can't help but feel it has something to do with Herman and the sheep.
This is my first time ever experiencing this, and it's
I mean,
been in this town.
that's just one of those creepy things that's been happening around here lately.
Well, why? What else?
Let me go ahead and show y'all, and I'm gonna put down my book.
Yes.
I'm gonna unbound it, open it up. I'm gonna flip through some pages, a lot of which has some questionable, like, symbols and such in it.
Just
And
a
then
lot of odd runes.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna flop to, like, the very end of the book, and it's just lay out a bunch of the pictures that I've sort of drawn about, like, this is what I've seen this day, or, like, this log shouldn't have been down here. It was fine the other day.
Presented in this notebook to you are, yes, the trees seem to have fallen when they ought not have. Just on the outskirts of town where the trees should be young, they seem to be collapsing, as if something's breaking them down or pulling them down, or even just like the tree itself is getting knocked down by the wind. Plants around the area seem to be dying, just like withering, and as well as pools of water, ponds, some might call them, in the forest that just are filled, similar to what was seen this very morning, are just filled with the bodies of animals, squirrels, and small raccoons and skunks.
Quite the strange sight, no?
If we go back through the pages, how long has this been going on, from what we can tell?
Edrick, you would have noticed it starting strongly in the past 3 or so days.
Yeah.
Like, it's been very recent.
I mean, there's been a couple of incidents, like, a couple weeks ago, but I never really paid too much attention to
Yes, exactly.
In my travels, has anything similar to this, or is it just this town?
Roll occult.
Oh, that's me.
Are we all rolling a cult?
You can all roll occult if you want to determine if this has ever happened before. Yes. What would you like, Mayor Faraway?
Can I also, like, sort of search within my head based on my extreme knowledge of town history?
All of history. You absolutely could roll a history if that was... Yes.
So I got a 13, and my thing is a 25, so I think that's
Okay.
just a standard.
Yes.
I got a 2, and my thing is
Whoa.
a 5, so
that's
that is a hard
hard.
success.
I got a regular success.
I
Okay.
got extreme success. 23
Holy
from 70.
shit. Holy shit.
Jesus.
Wait, that's an extreme?
Well, it's more than... Wait, what's the math here?
Extreme is 1/5.
What's
Less than
1/5 of 70?
No idea.
1/5
I
of
don't-
70 is 14.
It's definitely...
Oh,
yeah,
never
it's definitely
mind.
not 20.
Hard access then. Hard access.
Okay.
Hard
So-
success.
So 2 hard successes and 2 regular successes. All of you can ascertain that you, Faraway, remember a time which your own father, once a mayor, told you about, when all the trees and plants died off in the early autumn, exceptionally early, before snow had even fallen. Although to you, it doesn't seem like anything out of the ordinary in terms of it might just be to do with a exceptionally cold year. So that might explain why the plants are dying, but not necessarily the animals. For the others with your occult, you, Calvin, would somehow, some way, how would you come by occult information, Calvin, what would be your like the river to your lake
I mean,
of
I
knowledge?
feel like I could have certainly heard about it from other people because people come to me to like buy their ingredients for their week, and I feel like I definitely would make a decent amount of small talk with people there.
Okay.
That could be an avenue for hearing about something.
Sure. You might have heard. You're also a fisherman.
I am.
A type of person renowned for their tall tales. Which I would say would be much more likely. So anytime you would have met with a larger amount of fishing folk from either from out of town or from this very town, just people who were not Herman, to share some stories, maybe people who had been traveling through and purchased some fish from you for their journey and were traveling up north to go out on a boat. Nautical folk, sailors, might have passed on tales of being out in the open ocean and encountering almost a field of just dead fish floating upon the ocean, but nothing terrestrial, not squirrels and sheep or anything of the sort. For you, Edrick, a similar sort of thing. You've heard of this occurring out in the open ocean. You've heard of, again, the trees dying, but never anything terrestrial like this. And for you, Donovan, you've encountered your fair share of oddities in the world traveling around. I would say that it's not out of this world to have ever seen a pool of water that poisoned things that went into it, which would be similar to what they're experiencing here.
There's something wicked happening here. Don't you guys think?
I mean,
I thought that was pretty obvious, Mayor.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard of things happening in the water before, but kind of thought it was bunk, you know? But if whatever it is coming to Cornby, somebody's got to do something about it.
And I think... Sorry, continue? Yes, Donovan?
And along with the dream and everything, I believe there's another person who's a part of this, as my horse was taken by a person, so something wants me to stay in town.
So there might be another player in this after all.
I already mentioned, my fish are dying, my crop, my yield, my fish barrel this past week has not been great. Things are small, things are dying. There's a reason that Herman's fish have been beautiful and big all day, and I don't think it's his fishing merits. Because I can outfish that motherfucker any day of the week.
You know, in this case, I think I would agree with you. If something is going off in town, especially with a fisher like Calvin, and another fisher is doing so well, and my horse is missing, and wet boot prints were next to it, I'm getting a feeling that maybe we should look at this common person and see what's going on.
My people are in danger. Let's do it.
Okay. So
Herman's got another thing coming to him.
But
let's not go straight to violence now. I'm saying that we...
How would Herman lead everyone to the river? One by one, sort of just carry them.
It's like the Pied Piper.
Here's what I'm thinking. Because
he made
Herman
a deal
is
with the
doing
devil
so well with his fishing, I can attest to it with the food I had last night. Even though it wasn't anything to write home about, it was, like, fresh fish and everything. And if what Calvin says is true, and he's being sabotaged right now, and we all had the dream about the giant thing in the water, I'm thinking that whatever our dream was might be working through Herman. And maybe if we talk to him, we might be able to find out what this other thing is in association. Because he's doing very well right now. Kind of like he's profiting off of maybe, I don't know, a god sacrifice, something like that. Maybe that's the first step we should look into. You do.
Yep.
We totes my goat's shed.
Are all of you going to make your way to Herman's... What is the name of it, Sarah?
Herman's Halibut Hut.
Herman's Halibut Hut?
Does it have like a giant halibut over the front door?
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Actually, it make a... you, Calvin, would not have to make this, But if the rest of you would like to identify the large fish which hangs above the door,
yeah.
Okay.
Please make a natural world roll.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
I got a 6 out of 10.
I got
So regular success.
Yes.
a 9. Natural world? Oh, I got
Natural
a regular
world.
success.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 regular
I gotta
successes.
fail.
Okay.
Man, that's a
to you-
fish.
To you, Edrick, yes, that is a fish.
It's a fish.
To the rest of you, the 3 of you, Donovan, Calvin, and Finick, that is a sturgeon. Specifically, Calvin, you recognize that as the
We're gonna have
sturgeon, the
caviar here
largest
today.
sturgeon you've ever seen.
We would also
That
buy
was-
food. Wait a second.
That was fastened as a trophy to the outdoor of Herman's shop as an attempt to brag about his fishing prowess. It's an immense fish.
It's that sturgeon I'm going to
this-
eclipse someday.
Yeah, if he's
Um,
getting fish like that, while there seems to be an issue with the water and the fish and everything, that's definitely something weird going on.
So, inside the shop, from the front windows, you can see Herman quickly putting a few things together in a backpack to leave. And as you all approach, he will be walking out the front door and locking the door behind him, and will turn to all of you with a large floppy hat on, which he will tip and say, "Well, good morning, everyone. What's seems to be the issue, Mayor
Good morning
Fairway?"
there, Herman.
Herman,
Good
what's the
morning
rush?
there.
It's prime sales hours. Where you headed?
Oh, we're all families all over at the Temple of the Seasons. We're gonna run a big prayer ceremony to the Stivus. Hopefully he can prevent us from drowning and us sleep again.
Good morning, Herman.
Good morning, Mayor Fairway.
So he's outside kind of like
In the front, yes, in front
Can
of
I
his
look
shop.
down at the boot prints he just left and compare them to what I saw around
You
my
can
horse stable?
absolutely. His feet look to be probably, he's a large man, in his late 60s probably. He has large waterproof boots on, similar to what Calvin has. His feet seem to be probably size 13 or so. Large.
Would that be
feet.
around the same? No, because the footprints I saw were small.
Very, yeah.
I'm gonna look down at Calvin's boot prints that have been walking. And I'm gonna
It was
compare
me, I
those
did
as
it.
well. I'm
Uh,
just checking with everybody. Donovan, Sam knows you didn't do it. Donovan doesn't know that.
I mean, Calvin needs to find something for bait, you know?
Yep. Horses.
I need some horse meat.
Calvin, how big are your feet?
Size 9.
Size 9. Calvin's feet look to be slightly larger than the feet which stole your horse.
I'm looking for small feet. Okay.
And doing that is no small feat.
Oh my gosh.
Stop.
Oh.
Sarah, look me in
That's
the
it.
eyes. Stop.
That's
Look me in
over.
the eyes, Sam. Sam, come close to the camera.
Yeah.
Sam, come close.
No.
God damn it. She got me there, folks. Shit.
Herman,
Why, yes, Mayor Fairway.
look, I know that you have places you need to go, but I need to talk to you. We need to talk to you.
Well, how long is it gonna take? Because I think they're starting prayers sooner than later, and I don't want to drown in my sleep.
The sooner that we talk, the sooner you'll get there.
He will lean against the front windowsill of his home and shop, put his small backpack laden with who knows what onto the ground. He will pull out a small tin from his pocket and put what looks like chewing tobacco in his front lip, and will say, "All right then, get on. What do you got to talk about?"
Anyone want to talk, or am I going to talk about this?
Oh, it's fine, Mayor. What the fuck is with your fish?
Hey,
How come the whole
hey.
town is... How come
Ain't
the
my
whole
problem
town
you
is...
can't catch fish.
Okay.
Right, because when everything...
My spots are just better than yours.
This is.
Interesting.
I'm going to
Do you want
push
to
them
talk or
apart.
should I talk, Mayor Fairway? Far away.
I told you not to point fingers, right?
My fingers are in my pockets. Physically. Emotionally, I'm absolutely pointing fingers. What the fuck?
Listen, Herman. We don't want to, blame you for anything. This is not about that, okay? There has been some concern that amidst all of the things that are happening to our town, you are doing so well.
You think just because I'm pulling in larger fish than Calvin here that I pulled everyone out of their beds at night and drowned them?
We're not saying that.
We're just saying that.
You're not saying it.
We're just saying that perhaps, maybe, there is a possibility that you made a deal with the unknown. Wink,
deal
wink.
with the unknown.
You made a deal with some other powerful thing.
Look, I think what the mayor is trying to say is that odd natural phenomena has been happening recently. Trees dying younger, fish being scrawnier and weaker, and during this, you seem to be doing fairly well for yourself. We're just wondering if anything has changed recently, any dreams you might have had recently, just to try and make sense of everything.
Make you, far away, make a charm roll, and you, Donovan, make a persuade roll.
Can I just have Sid stare at
Sure.
stare at him just like
Terrifying.
menacingly?
Menacingly.
I
I got a
that's
regular success.
Yeah, I got a regular success myself.
Okay. He will spit out his chewing tobacco onto the ground. Not at any of your feet, but just out onto like the grass in front of his home.
That's
And he'll say,
That's how
Listen.
it's happening.
Listen, Faraway, you know that I'm a God-fearing man. I go pray every single night at 7 p.m. I wouldn't make no deals with no unknown beings. And I have my regular dreams about catching beautiful fish and my teeth staying in my mouth every single night.
Motherfucker.
That's all.
Hey, that's really specific, and it makes
Nothing.
you sound more suspicious.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I can't believe he was the tooth fairy this whole time.
Oh my god! That's what the giant
Now,
tentacle monster is.
I can mark on your map if you want to go check around my sites, where my fishing holes, just to make sure that I'm not doing anything irregular there. Just to make sure that they're just the superior site to what Calvin's got. But I can't say anything overly fishy is going on.
It's just strange that you're the only one in the town who seems to stand to benefit from whatever's happening. I mean, unless you know something else, it seems pretty reasonable that the only reason your fish are doing so great is because you're sabotaging me or you're cheating.
Well, I ain't sabotaging you, and I ain't cheating.
Then who is?
It's just luck.
I'm gonna put my hand
Throws
on...
his hands up in the
I'm
air.
gonna put my
That's
hand
what I
on
thought.
Calvin's
Exasperated.
shoulder, and I'm gonna say, getting into a fight right now isn't gonna solve any problems.
Might make me feel better.
I know it'll make you feel
You want to
better,
throw hands,
but-
young man, then say so. He'll say you.
Shit.
I don't need to. I'm gonna prove whatever's happening is your fault, and then you're never gonna fish again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And he'll pick up his backpack and he'll go, have a good day, Fairway, the rest of you, and storm off
I'm gonna
towards
have-
the central
Wait, where's the
islands.
map? Wait,
Oh,
my accent
yeah.
disappeared.
Are you
Wait.
gonna...
Where's the map?
Is that really an accent? Hear me out here.
He will look very annoyed and walk back over to you and mark on your map the 3 fishing holes which he has around town.
Damn, I'm losing
I'm
losing
just gonna
power
have
more and
Sid
more
stare
every
at
day.
him
He's
this
like
entire
leaving now,
time.
right?
Yes,
He mentioned like his
angrily.
family. Are there
Mm-hmm.
like, so I'm guessing maybe a partner, maybe kids, that kind of thing? Could I like quickly check? I'm like really determined to find my horse, and right now my only guess is towards the fishing people. Maybe his kids
Okay.
took my horse because they wanted to play with it. I don't know.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna like look very quickly around.
Like go around the house.
Like,
you can
I have,
do a
like-
complete 360 of the house.
Would you say that because I have had Gretchen for so long, I might have a whistle that could notify me that?
You could absolutely whistle. Yes,
So I'm gonna do my whistle around,
like an oppa whistle. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm gonna do that whistle and listen to hear if she makes any.
Make a
Noise.
listen roll.
Yep.
The best skill. Listen.
I got a 25 out of 40.
You hear nothing.
Okay.
So, but as you whistle and walk around the house, it's a 2-story home, similar to what Calvin has. The front window is on it, says Herman's Halibut Hut, best fish in town. And there's a large sturgeon hung up above the door. The front door is locked, but there is this large pane of glass. It seems like all the living space is above, and then below it's just storage space for fishing tack and just general fish. On the back side of the house, there's a small stairway that goes up along and leads directly to a door to the second floor. But there doesn't seem to be any horses about. There doesn't seem to be any suspicious stuff going down here.
Okay. So there's like a lock on the front door?
Yes, there's a lock on the front door.
I will attempt.
Oh, God.
I'm going to take out my little fancy looking dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start trying like see if I can pick the lock with that.
Sure. Make a locksmith check.
Shit.
Or roll.
Let's see if the curse of swim goes all the way
that's a
here.
71.
With a 71, you pull this. Is it which knife is it? Sorry.
The fancy one.
The fancy one. So you all see Edrick pull out this very fancy looking knife with these curved ridges along it, almost as if it looks like a blade of fire. That's a weird way of saying it, but if you look up a flamberge, that's what they are supposed to look like. Anyways, it is a small curved or a small knife with multiple curves on it. You shove it into this lock and cut very easily through the soft metal mechanism, effectively breaking the lock completely. And you pull the knife out. It does not seem like you can the doorknob won't even turn at this point anymore.
Shit. I haven't done this in such a long time. I'm rusty.
Why have you been stabbing
If the mayor's with us,
rocks?
it's not illegal, right?
Yeah,
Mayor,
someone has
what do you
just tried
decree,
to break into
Mayor?
the home in front of you. Mayor.
I did not see any of these.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
I
illegal
did,
here.
But
but this is necessary.
Why is
I
it every
feel-
time we do this, I'm the person who's like, hey guys, that's illegal.
I said it was illegal.
You
It's
didn't
all
stop
illegal.
him, though.
Well, fuck no.
it's Herman's shop. Why would she stop him? He stop him. What are you all doing
Wait, can I
right now?
Can I be so Herman, you still have that notebook of yours, yes?
Herman's not.
Why would I pick
Herman's
the
not
lock
here.
when Herman's still here?
Herman's not here.
gone.
Wait,
Herman's gone. Names are fucking hard, y'all.
Edrick, you still have the leather notebook of yours, yes?
Yes.
And you have the map of where the strange things are happening?
Well, I don't have a map, but I have the places where the strange stuff has been happening.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
a map per se.
Give me a second here. And then I'm gonna sit on the floor quickly.
Okay. You
And
sit on the
then
dirt.
I'm
ground.
going to borrow the notebook, take out the map that Herman gave me, and then I'll be like, Calvin.
I mean, I'm not going to let you touch the book. I'm just going to hold the book out
sorry.
open to you.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. And Calvin,
Yes, Mayor?
where's your fishing places?
My fishing places? I'll lean down next to the mayor and just point on the map next to where mine are. They're right by my house, mostly.
Yes, on
With
the
a couple
southern
little
bank.
secret little
Yep.
covey spots. For my own personal fishing fun.
Is there anything interesting with the information on the map that Herman gave us, Calvin's fishing spots, and the information from Edrick here?
This is
Like X marks the spot.
Triangulate.
It definitely. They all seem everything seems to be
Is there a pattern?
centered around town. There doesn't seem to be an overt pattern. Herman's spots are all along the north bank, where Calvin's are all along the south bank, and the forest that Edrick works in is also in the south, on the
So maybe
southern
something crazy
section of the
happening in
town.
North Bank. Maybe we should head up to the north and see what's going on at that part of town.
And the Stivus temple is up north?
The Sivas Temple is dead center in the town.
Oh,
It's
okay.
to cross from the north bank to the south bank or vice versa, you have to walk across 2 bridges that stop on this central island.
And if you
where
go to the
temple
other
is.
side and get caught, you get this group of people who just go.
So obviously we identify that this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Cool. Great job, everyone.
So
We did it.
maybe it's
We solved the
not-
mystery.
So maybe it's not Herman himself. Maybe it's what's the word with landmarks? Geological? Maybe it's something like
Geographical?
that. Maybe north of town is being blessed, the south of town is being cursed, maybe? Something like that?
Or whatever's from the north is slipping down the river and polluting the south.
Quite possibly. Maybe
Maybe.
that's our next step.
That's called downstream effect.
Either way, I wouldn't hurt to check it out.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me if you put science in this here, Luke.
I would never do such a thing.
I don't believe
This
you.
is actually his story telling us to be warned about global warming,
Lol.
climate change.
It's an important message.
It is an important message.
Take
Wait.
care of the Earth, people.
So
We only have one.
What are we doing in here?
Yep. What are you guys doing? I want to know that question.
I never went into the house if
Edrick?
anything ever happened.
No,
in
you
that
never.
way.
You didn't open the house.
No, I only broke the lock. That's it.
Yeah, you busted his front door.
Dude, now he's gonna think we broke in.
I mean, it doesn't have to be me.
We can.
What are you all doing?
We
now?
say that Calvin broke into
We
the door
either-
in jealous rage.
Enter the house, or we investigate north.
Let's not break.
I think
into
we should
the
head up
house.
north, maybe look at those fishing spots, see what's so amazing
Maybe
about
see
them.
what's- Maybe
Maybe
see the
we'll find
force as
something we
well.
need. I mean,
Okay.
it's on the way, isn't it?
Let's head on out north.
Yeah.
You can very easily make your way over the course of the next 15 minutes walking to the nearest fishing spot from Herman's hut. You arrive. It's a small little secluded pool, which the river partially feeds into, almost like a lagoon-esque thing where a fish might get swept in from the current of the river, but then not be able to get back out, right? Making a nice little place for fishes to live and get caught by Hermans. Make a spot hidden.
All of us?
Yep.
The only times I roll well,
I
88,
hate rolling well.
which is a
37.
fail.
Oh no!
Fail.
25. Fail.
I totally failed.
4 fails. What?
Yes.
We saw nothing.
I only have
Hashtag
25
fail
and I
game.
got 88.
There are. You don't see. It's the middle, or it's like early day. The sun's getting pretty high in the sky, so like this is not optimal fishing time, Calvin. So you don't expect to see many active fish. Maybe they're probably hiding away underneath the cover of like the banks, and you don't see any fish swimming about. And you can easily go about your days.
I think I might want to push this roll mostly just because.
Okay.
Because my kind of justification is that if it's not Herman, that means either it's bad luck or he's actually just a better fisher, which isn't entirely something
And
I
that's
feel
not
like
something.
accepting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to.
Okay, absolutely.
That's
Push
kind
the
of what I'm
roll.
looking for evidence for. So I want to come a little bit closer to the nets and just get a better sense of the setup.
Sure.
I want to do my whistle again to see if
Absolutely.
Gretchen's nearby.
Make a listen roll.
44 just succeeds. Well, not
That's
just, it's a
success.
50.
Oh, I
Okay.
got a hard success.
Nice.
For the listen roll, after you blow your whistle, Donovan, you hear no response, no whinnies, no nays, nothing. And you are fairly a ways out of town at this
Yeah,
point, so that might be expected. Calvin, you get down like by the water's edge, maybe even stepping into the shallows of the water and like ducking down to peek around. You notice, as everyone is preparing to move on to another site, you notice that there is a barrel that is caked in mud, partially buried here, and it looks to be very similar to the ones you found in your fishing holes.
All right. I'm going to
However,
try
it
to...
appears to be completely sealed, unlike yours.
Interesting. Can I just try to like pull that out of kind of the muddy area and just get it out in the open?
Make a strength roll.
Okay. 35 out of 70, which perfect. 35 is half of 70. So that's
Absolutely.
a strong success. What's it called?
Hard success. You can easily pull that out of the mud and muck and lift it up and put it on the bank. It is completely sealed from any water. And it's just a plain brown wooden barrel, which is sealed with tar. It seems to not be very old.
Mayor Faraway, do you remember how I told you about the sheep parts?
Takes out a notebook. Oh, yes, I do.
Exact same barrel. So I'm pretty sure this is more hard evidence, and I'm gonna, like, try to pull it open and very quickly give up. And I'm like, does anybody have anything that can get this open and
I've got my
blow
axe.
the top right off this case? Perfect. Just for wood.
Absolutely. You can very easily, this is not roll worthy. It's a piece of wood and you have an axe that cuts wood. You can crack the barrel open very easily. A putrid smell pours out of what appears to be rotting animal remains.
Oh my god, what the
Is it also
horrific
sheep?
smell.
Looking in, yeah, it seems to be like bones of animals, for sure. There doesn't seem to be like any sheep wool in this one.
Are we able to sort of tell what kind of animal it might have been?
It looks to be some sort of like coarse fur. You can easily identify a couple squirrels, but there's one larger pelt that you can't really, without like pulling it out, you can't really get the hang of.
Does it look like it's been in the water for a very long time? Like it's rotting?
This barrel's sealed, so the stuff inside looks to be perfectly fine, but the barrel itself also looks like it was recently put in there.
Okay, I'm going to swing again to get a little bit more of an opening, and I'm going to try to pull out that mystery pelt.
Okay.
My bare hands.
Succeed in doing so and pull it out and kind of spreading it to get the best approximation of what it might be. It appears to be a large dog.
Oh, yuck.
Very interesting. And I'm going to write it in my notebook just to remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you say wolf or like
Dog.
Like house dog. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Have we heard of, like, anybody's animals going missing?
I mean, a lot
Like,
of
has that
animals
talk
went missing
come
this
up?
morning.
Yeah, but, like, has there ever been any talk of that any of us might have heard around town?
Finick would have heard like one or two reports of like a dog going missing like last week, but that's all.
I swear to God, if someone sacrifices my horse.
Herman's got some weird hobbies.
This doesn't look like a wild animal, so whatever's happening here is not just normal fishing bait. We better find your horse right away.
Looking at the trees around us, compared to what I heard Edrick talk about earlier with trees growing old pretty quickly and dying, what are the trees around here like?
The grass around this part of the town seems to be fine. It doesn't seem to have died by this point in the year. The trees that are pretty nearby are, there's some old ones that have fallen over, but none of like the saplings or anything, which is what Edrick had been seeing have collapsed or gone to rot.
I think I might have an idea. I'm going to dump out everything that was in this barrel.
Mm-hmm. As you dump it out, along with all the remains, comes this dark blackish brown sludge, I would say. Almost like the same consistency as the mud which it was in, but just like this dark black brown color that pours out like oil onto the grass.
Does it do anything to the grass itself, or?
It would absolutely do something to the grass, Sam. After probably 20 or 30 seconds, the grass that it is sitting on seems to be just like fully dissolved into this sludge, and the grass nearby seems to be withering and dying very quickly. There doesn't seem to be an effect on trees, which are reasonably far away, but the immediate area is affected immediately.
Okay. I'm going to clean out the inside of this barrel of whatever is left inside, make it as clean as possible. And I'm going to turn to Edrick and I'm going to say, would you mind cutting this in half, please? Like the barrel itself.
Can do.
You bring your large wood axe down and slice it in twain.
Ding.
So I'm going to turn them both over so that the inside of it is pointing upwards towards us. And I'm going to Investigate if there's anything, any sigils, maybe any like markings inside of it, maybe a different material inside of the barrel that protected it from being dissolved, that kind of thing.
Sure. As you look, you can all very clearly see these dark black runes carved along. They seem to have been split with Edrick's axe. They are not in any language which you all recognize.
I'm gonna look up to Edrick and I'm gonna say, you have your book with you? The notebook?
Yeah, I have my book. Could I... This probably be an occult roll?
This would be occult, yes.
Okay, I'll do an occult roll then.
Are we all gonna do it?
Shit.
We can all do it.
That is...
What are you all rolling for?
I'm just
to
gonna
see
see
if we
if
know
I,
the
like,
Just
sigils.
rolling. You don't know the sigils, no. Straight up.
Okay, even if I don't
I
know
just
what they
want to
are.
see if these sigils are, like, magical in nature. Or if they're just for show.
Okay.
Can I identify if they're sort of like religious or if they're like, even though I don't know what they are, sort of identify what they could be?
Yeah, but that would be difficult. So feel free. Also, Sam, if you want to make that roll as well to identify what origin these might have.
No,
what
fail.
your best guess would be. Make like a history roll, I suppose.
Oh, history?
What did you roll?
No, history, yes.
No, occult works too.
No, history is fine.
What did you get on your roll, Ben?
I got hard success.
Okay. And that was to determine what?
Yeah.
If they seem to be magical in nature?
Yeah.
They do.
Ooh.
100% they do.
I'm gonna make
They
a note
don't
of
seem
that.
they don't seem to resemble in any strong way runes which you've seen in the past, but they do seem to have magical emanations about them.
I'm gonna try and trace it as best as I can and keep it in my notebook. Just
Absolutely.
So
What did you get on your roll?
I got a regular success. It was a 25 out of 25. That's a success, right?
Okay.
So regular
The
success.
runes don't seem based in any religious origin, nor do they seem based in anything that is like derived from Draconic or the such, which you've encountered. You're a traveling merchant. You've probably seen like ledgers written in Draconic. It doesn't seem to be related to anything like that as either. So
Walking time wise, how far are we away, like from the town?
15 minutes.
Okay, I'm just wondering if I can check out, like, go back and check out my own barrel, because my thinking is, suppose that it was, Herman. I'm wondering if perhaps he's put some charm on one barrel to, like, be bait and give him better fish, and he's put a different charm on a different one to, like, screw over this fishing area. So I wonder,
Okay.
even if I don't know what the runes are or what they mean, if they're the same versus if they're different, or even if there are runes in the other barrel, if that also could tell us something.
Okay. So it would be getting to the as you all investigate, it would be getting to the mid-afternoon at this point. And you can make your way. Do you want to go individually or with your companions back?
So, I already told you, Mayor Faraway, that you saw the other barrel. I'm wondering if it's a curse. You said something, Elric, about cursing and blessing. I'm wondering if the runes have something to do with that, and if the old barrel has them too. I was thinking I could go grab them, but I can split off, go grab them, come meet you guys back here if we want to look at more things here up north.
I can assume that the other barrels that he has in this area would be the same.
But mine were in a different area, so I wonder if the
Yeah.
effects would be
So
different.
I'm thinking that looking at this small portion of the north part of just outside of town, that there's definitely a huge difference in, I guess, the word would be quality of the nature.
Yes.
So at this point, I think we understand
sample size
that
is
there's
large
definitely a difference. I think maybe we should head back into town and see if we can find out anything else. Maybe people who are living on the north side of town could give us some insight into how things have been, if anything odd has happened recently that we might not be aware of.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab that barrel.
And also,
I'll go with
literally
you.
everywhere we go, I am blowing that whistle. Like, every,
Okay.
distance, I'm blowing the whistle to check to see if she's there.
So, as the four of our investigators head back into the town of Cornby proper, that will wrap up Chapter 3. Tune in tomorrow for Chapter 4, folks. Bye.
Yeah!
Play.
Bye!
Bye!
Bye.